Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as General Dunford will now present Major General Padilla with his End of Tour Award. Attention to award. To all who shall see these presents, greeting. This is to certify that the Secretary of Defense has awarded the Defense Superior Service Medal to Major General Frederick M. Padilla, United States Marine Corps, for exceptionally superior service while serving as President, National Defense University from November 2014 until September 2017. During the past 3 years, General Padilla significantly advanced the stature and prestige of this prominent military education institution. General Padilla ensured the university fulfilled its mandate to develop joint warfighters and other national security leaders through rigorous academics, research, and engagement to serve the common defense. He exhibited visionary leadership and masterfully commanded the university through a period of transformative organizational and cultural change through a challenging fiscal environment. General Padilla empowered the university workforce through a talent management review process and improved coordination and cooperation across the entire enterprise. During his tenure, National Defense University was awarded the Joint Meritorious Unit Commendation for the education of 14,000 military officers, government civilians, international military officers, and students from private industry, and revitalizing the curriculum to ensure saliency and relevancy in a dynamic national security environment. One of General Padilla's most significant and lasting contributions was the success of his outreach efforts with our international partners. In addition to educating students from more than 101 countries and hosting visits from 92 international delegations, the university was a magnet for the international community and a principal venue for substantive discussions on international security issues. Additionally, General Padilla increased the prominence of the university through international engagements at the Conference of Commandants, the Regional Forum for Heads of Defense Universities, Institutes, and Colleges meetings, and the Zhongshan Forum. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Major General Padilla culminate a distinguished career in the service of his country and reflected great credit upon himself, the United States Marine Corps, and the Joint Staff. Given under my hand in the city of Washington this 5th day of September 2017, signed Joseph F. Dunford, Jr., Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 15th President of the National Defense University.
Thank you. Thank you. I'd just like to take an opportunity to welcome everybody here. I'd like to welcome all the general officers, flag officers. I'd like to welcome ambassadors that are here, defense attachés that are here, senior executive service members that are here, friends and supporters of the National Defense University, and to our tremendous staff and our faculty at the National Defense University, family members, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. You honor us by being here. General Dunford talked a little bit about what the purpose of a change of responsibility ceremony is all about, and it's really more about, it's not about any one individual, it's about looking at an organization, where it's been, where it is, and where it's going. And that's really what we're here for today, to celebrate the National Defense University and everybody that's part of it, and all that you do every day here at the National Defense University, and to reflect back on where we've been, certainly over the last 3 years, but even before, but over the last 3 years, and then where we are right now. And General Dunford talked about a little bit about that, and then where we're headed, and this is where Vice Admiral Roegge is going to take it to the next level, and so it's a great day for the National Defense University. I do have to say some thank yous, and as I do mention those, I remembered the quarterback Kurt Warner when he won the Super Bowl, and he was the MVP of the Super Bowl, and there was a rush of media folks that were coming to shove microphones in his face, and he was going to be given a lot of money to say, when they asked him, what are you going to do now? He was going to be given a lot of money to say, I'm going to Disney World. Well, there's no one that's been offered me any money to say that today. But I'm going to say what he said, and that is first things first. And the first thing is I just want to thank God for the many blessings that we've had, and that continue to have. Secondly, I want to thank my family. My wife Cindy is here, and she has been a supporter, and she's been key to everything, to me over the years. And then my daughter Amy, who's represents her brother and 4 sisters that are out there, 2 Marines, 1 school teacher, 2 in business, and we have a great family, and just a small portion of them are here right now, but they're very key. And I also have probably the best mom and dad anybody could ever have, and I have my own two brothers and 3 sisters, and nieces and nephews, and uncles and aunts, and all that. Big, huge, very loud family, but a very supportive family. And but right here, you give meaning to everything that I do, and I love you very much. To General Dunford, sir, thank you for coming here today. He does come. He comes here all the time. He comes for Capstone, Keystone, Pinnacle. He's been, presidential lecture series. He came and did one of our graduations, our big graduations. So he comes here all the time. And every time I see him, I say the same thing. Sir, I know how busy you are, so it means a lot. I don't have a clue how busy he is. There's no way that I could get my arms around just how busy he is. But I can tell you that, if there was ever a right person for the job, it's him. And we do go back an awful long way. And I remember as a lieutenant in 3rd Battalion, 6th Marines, looking at the captains that we had in that battalion, of the captains, there was a Captain Joe Dunford, there was a Captain Tom Waldhauser, there was a Captain Mark Gerganis, there was a Captain Jim Lukeman, and then our battalion executive officer was a Major Terry Paul, and all of those individuals went on to be general officers, and some are still serving today. So I'm a 2nd lieutenant in this battalion going, holy mackerel, this is a pretty good outfit. But they were tremendous mentors and examples. And it's really special for me to have General Dunford here because, I've served with him in combat, and so as a lieutenant, and then as one of his battalion commanders in combat, and then served with him obviously now in this capacity. But he personifies everything we attempt to produce here. Someone who demonstrates absolute excellence in the tactical, in the operational, and at the strategic level. He possesses all those skills. And it's been interesting and inspirational to watch him over the years. But I'll tell you another thing: there's not an officer serving in any service with more bravery than General Dunford. And I can tell you that from firsthand experience as a regimental commander, showing up in places where most regimental commanders would never go. And was right there in the thick of things. And put himself in harm's way, to lead from the front. And he's been doing that as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff as well at the strategic level. So this is what we attempt to produce here, to educate those national security leaders and joint war fighters to be able to ascend to that level through the rigorous academics and research and engagement, and to be able to create that strategic advantage. He's doing that. And he's the example. And it's great to have Ellen. It's great to have you here. I was really happy when I found out that you were going to be here. Obviously, our families go back a long way when kids were all really little, and we're neighbors in the neighborhood. But it's great to have you here. And just as your husband is an example, you are too. And we really appreciate your service. So to the command and to the National Defense University. I've already spoken a lot. We've just recently done some town hall sessions, and then we had I met with some of the councils as well, and I've pretty much said my goodbyes. But I do want to say that I am going to close out again and reiterate that you are pros. You are what this university is all about. The tremendous staff and the tremendous faculty here, and what you do day in and day out. And you are a national treasure. I was talking to General Jansen. We were talking about the Eisenhower School, about being a national asset. And that really resonates to me. And this organization is and should aspire to continue to be a national asset. But in so doing, not only are we a national asset, but I would submit that this place and everybody that works in it is a national treasure. And so, once again, to the staff and faculty here at the National Defense University, it has been my honor to be associated with you. I have to also thank a lot of the supporters. And when I mean supporters, obviously the BOV, the Board of Visitors, tremendous supporters, the NDU Foundation. Can't do what we do without the foundation. We just can't. And the Board of Visitors, I mean, a lot of what we have done, a lot of this vision that you've heard about has at the very least, been informed by recommendations and guidance from the Board of Visitors and the foundation too. And so you're critical to this organization, and so I really appreciate all that you've done. To Admiral Scott and the J7, I saw Pat Shaw and Jerry Lyons here as well. To the J7 team, thanks so much for everything you do for the university. It has been a great working relationship, and we've been, to some degree, some days it seems like we're tilting at windmills. Other days we feel like we're doing broken field running and gaining some big yards. So, but I think with every step that we get knocked back, we've taken 3 steps forward, and I think the university's in a really good place right now because of that. Again, to the defense attachés who are here, thank you all for being here and for your friendship over time since you've been here. It has been critical, the relationship that we have with you all and the students that we have here. It has absolutely been critical. And I think that's what sets the National Defense University apart from maybe some of our peer organizations, the international dimension to it. Again, my big bumper sticker speech is, hey, we are divided into 6. We have 1/6 Army, 1/6 Air Force, 1/6 Maritime, 1/6 interagency. So we have a lot of folks that represent the various interagencies, Department of State, and others. And then we have 1/6 international fellows, and then we have 1/6 the Department of Defense civilians. And so when you get that kind of diversity and that in a seminar and on our faculty, you can't help but to really start to increase the understanding and build relationships that enable us to leverage those relationships in the midst of challenging times rather than having to create those relationships in adversity. So to all the supporters, I really appreciate everything that you've meant to the university, and I know there's more out there, but I thank you for everything. To Vice Admiral Roegge and to Julie and to your family, I can tell you that, again, right man for the job, if there's ever been one. He asks really good questions, and I'm actually one of the very few Marines that served in the submarine force. As a Marine, believe that or not. I mean, I was the CO of a Marine detachment on the USS Canopus in Submarine Squadron 16 years ago. And so I know the submarine Navy, and I know how detail-oriented they can be and how analytical they can be, and he has that. But as General Dunford mentioned, he combines that with the art and science with a great personality and a very engaging way about himself. And I think that, again, the university is poised to just take off under your leadership, and I wish you all the best, and I hope you get that house in the near future, because that's going to make things a lot better. And I know, but again, lastly, I just want to summarize by saying how proud I have been to serve with all of you here at the National Defense University, and I'm really proud to have represented this university as the president, both here in the United States and abroad. And I wish you all the best for continued success. And I thank you very much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing or rise for the reading of the orders. Attention to orders. 2. Major General Frederick M. Padilla, 15th President of the National Defense University. You are hereby requested and required to relinquish command of the National Defense University to Vice Admiral Frederick J. Roegge on this 25th day of September 2017. Signed, Joseph F. Dunford, Jr., Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. The passing of the colors is a time-honored military tradition which signifies the passing of responsibility from the outgoing president, Major General Frederick M. Padilla, to the incoming president. The Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff now passes the colors of the university and all governing responsibilities to the incoming President, Vice Admiral Frederick J. Roegge. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the 16th President of the National Defense University, Vice Admiral Frederick J. Roegge.
Chairman, Admirals and Generals, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, and students of the National Defense University, friends and families, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and aloha. My guiding principle today is to follow the ABCs appropriate for any incoming leader, although more accurately, it's really just 3 Bs. So I will be brief, be sincere, and be seated. So let me begin by simply saying some thank yous. So first, thank you, General Dunford, for the opportunity to lead NDU. It is humbling to have been selected for this post. Julie and I are very excited and thankful for this opportunity to advance your vision for your university. For General Padilla, Fred, thank you for the excellent turnover and, more importantly, for turning over such an excellent organization. I've been very impressed by what I've seen here, and I look forward to the challenges and the opportunities to continue the exceptional work that we heard so eloquently listed in that award citation. And thanks as well to the many shipmates of Julie and I, shipmates, mentors, friends, and family, many present here today, many more joining us in spirit, without whose support Julie and I wouldn't be here today. And of course, a very special thank you to my wife, Julie. Every commissioned officer knows that we serve at the pleasure of the President. However, it is just as clear to every one of us that such service is enabled. In fact, it is only possible at the pleasure of the family. And Julie, everyone who knows us knows we are here today because of you. And finally, to the faculty and staff of NDU, thank you for building the legacy of academic excellence that I, too, am now privileged to enjoy, and to which I hope to contribute. Because this is a great time to be serving our nation, but as the chairman pointed out, it is also a very challenging time. And while it's always a privilege to serve, that's particularly the case in times like these, when the challenges are so great and our nation expects and demands so much from us all. And to meet these challenges, it's not enough to have technological superiority. our advantage, the thing that provides our strategic advantage, isn't just technology, it is our people. And to put it in terms of my own tribe of submariners, today's submarine force has the world's most impressive technology, but without the crew, the only thing a submarine is capable of is to sit alongside a pier and rust. It is our people that will always provide the margin to victory, and it is their daily demonstration in peacetime of the ability to fight and to win that is the best means to assure our allies and to deter potential adversaries. And it is our mission at NDU to develop that human capital, specifically to develop leaders who have the ability to operate and creatively think in an unpredictable and complex world, and that is vitally important work. What you do every day makes our students just as effective at launching ideas as launching ordnance. And that makes a huge difference to our military, to our whole of government, to our nation, and to our allies around the world. I'm proud to become a part of this team, and I look forward to meeting these challenges with you. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remain in place for the benediction and departure of the official party. Chaplain Kenneth Williams will now offer the benediction.
I'd like to invite everyone to join with me in putting an exclamation mark on this ceremony. So at the conclusion of the prayer, I'm going to say, and all the people said, and the biblical response is amen, but perhaps you didn't know that amen comes across to our language as oorah or hoorah or whatever you want to say. And so just as a celebration of General Padilla's service and welcoming our new president, would you join me in the benediction? Gracious and merciful God, we do want peace, we want security, we want safety, we want the freedom to thrive as individuals, as teams, as family members. And we know that it will only take place as we continue to teach and train and live and practice the values and the principles that have made us strong throughout the centuries. So I commit to you, the faculty and staff of the National Defense University, that may we wake up every day seeking ways that we can prepare strategic leaders for the future. We commit Major General Padilla to your care and guidance as he continues to serve our nation. I commit to your care, wisdom, and strength our incoming President, Vice Admiral Roegge, and commit to you our wonderful, amazing leaders like General Dunford and our Secretary of Defense, Mattis. And I ask that you would watch over and protect all our forces deployed around the world and all of our allies and their leaders. God bless us, and God bless America. And all the people said, amen. Amen.
This concludes today's ceremony. Thank you for your attendance. You are cordially invited to join Vice Admiral Roegge and Major General Padilla in the Marshall Hall atrium for a light reception. Both will be available to receive you, and you're welcome to visit either or both while you enjoy the reception. Thank you.
Here's a better photo of the waterfront station sign to take the Washington, D.C. Metro to the National Defense University. And they have colleges, the College of Information and Cyberspace, College of International Security Affairs. They've changed one college to be named after Dwight Eisenhower. I'm sure he's rolling in his grave. The School for National Security and Resource Strategy. This must be some kind of inside sick joke. Joint Forces Staff College and the National War College. Those are 5 colleges. And then they have these 3 centers and institutes. The Center for Study of Weapons of Mass Destruction. Well, America has the worst reserve of weapons of mass destruction, so I wonder if we study ourselves. The Center for Strategic Research and the Center for the Study of Chinese Military Affairs. Center for Applied Strategic Learning, Center for Joint and Strategic Logistics, Regional Centers, Africa, Center for Strategic Studies, Near East Asia, Center for Strategic Studies, and the William J. Perry Center for Hemispheric Defense Studies, and that would be the Western Hemisphere or North and South America. Here we have the Institute for National Strategic Studies at the National Defense University, and they welcomed their 16th president, Vice Admiral Frederick Roegge. And here he is getting greeted. And here's a wonderful map showing National Defense University at a prime location here in Washington, D.C. Here's the White House, the National Mall. Here's the Pentagon over to the left. You can just take the subway everywhere here. Great location, huh?